All right, apologies there. It's technology. You know how it goes. Things will just go poof, disappear on you. But we are live and direct right now, and our guest is here and ready and waiting for us. We introduce our guest for this week for the feature M7 the workplace, matters of the workplace. Is a lady with a very long and elaborate CV and also profile for her company. And she's an HR consultant. We're dealing with issues of HR right here. So, without any further ado, let me introduce Benice. Benice, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you for having me on your show this evening.
Oh, wonderful. You should see the smile on my face right now. Thank you for agreeing to come and talk to us. I'm literally tripping on my own words, looking at your profile and the type of work that you have done in the space of HR, especially HR consulting. Do you want to maybe introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Yes, good evening, listeners. So my name is BENICE RUITERS, and I'm the owner of DBD Solutions. We're an HR consulting and offer advisory services. So DBD Solutions, or I started a business. So I had 15 years corporate experience in the HR field and started my own business, say in 2019.
Mm,
So and obviously being a female entrepreneur and in this industry, and I've seen there is really a gap in the market for small businesses in the specific HR field. So we offer flexible and innovative outsourced HR consulting services and business solutions for entrepreneurs, SMEs, and corporates, across sectors, nationally and internationally. And then we play a very strategic role as a HR partner with businesses, and we empower to purposely shift the focus from just the problem of finding solutions into managing our clients' major assets, which is their people.
mm,
So, and in the sectors, of the different sectors we have, so we've got the services of HR consulting, and then we offer training and development,
mm,
entrepreneurship
mm.
training, and then we also do coaching and mentorship, career guidance for for young professionals,
Yeah.
and then coaching and mentorship for entrepreneurs. And then we do a last section which is business solutions, where we business processes outsourcing, so we facilitate that process for our clients.
Now you fit right into the scope of what we are doing here on this feature, and it will be great to partner with you on this feature. Thank you so much for allowing yourself to be used of the Lord and coming onto the space to speak to God's people. Because I'll tell you why. As Christians, children of God, especially, I would say, the born agains. There's the behavior that we have as if we exist in a different space where others are over there and we are over here. I don't know whether people have read too much of Psalm 1 that says, do not partake or do not find yourself in the company of bad people. But we still go to work and we are still affected by policies. We're still affected by, expectations of the workspace, which is why we came up with this feature to say, let us teach people what are the things that are expected of them in terms of the law, in terms of expectations, just expectation for an employee as well. So that's why we have this feature here. So I'm really excited to delve into today's little topic that we came up with. And we're just looking at general etiquette in the workplace. People have behaviors that we can call home behaviors. I behave in a certain way at home, but now I come into the workspace and there are certain expectations that I'm facing. The boss is expecting this out of me, and also I'm working with other people in the space. So I just wanted us to delve into that. What are some of those common workplace etiquette rules that employees should be mindful of?
Yeah, I think, like you say, we are all going, if you're even a Christian or newborn and going into the workplace, there is definitely some workplace etiquette in how you need to project yourself.
Mm.
So I would say first of all, like a few key points I would say to make a good impression always and to avoid office gossip.
Yeah.
And I think communication is always key, and also understand your workplace environment, and then to be responsible, but or not responsible, be personal, but also professional in a way. You know, always have a way of how you deal with people or talk to people in a professional manner.
Yeah.
And also, I would say really to if you're in that environment, also to mind your language, you know, watch
Mm.
how you
Mm.
say
Mm.
and how you address people. Um, and also, I think in terms of just work etiquette, before you send an email to someone, you know, if you want to express your feeling or how you feel,
Yeah.
just be mindful, check before you send that button, or just reflect before you send.
Yeah,
And then the
I'm
last one
laughing
I would
because I'm very guilty of that one. I see after I send, like, oops, I probably should have gone through it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think it's also just basically, you know, to be to the fact where you just need to reflect a little bit and to watch what you're saying and try
Mm.
to also to be, how can I say, polite in a way, instead of just barging into someone's office without making an appointment or asking the
Yeah. Yeah.
person
Yeah.
whether he's available or not. And then also be polite, say please and thank you, acknowledge people if they did
Mm.
something good, or excuse them if they're in a conversation or something like that. So I think it's basically, if you say, if you're a Christian or in your working environment, it's always to have that projection of being professional in a
Yeah.
way of how you're addressing people. Be mindful, communicate in a way that you will mind your language, in a way that you won't feel I've said something out of my place, or you
Mm.
did not
Mm.
use the appropriate language or speech at the time.
Yeah, I think also with social spaces, there are certain social dynamics, especially in the workplace, that can either affect negatively or positively the space, because now it's not just your space; now it's a shared space, and also you. But what are some of the strategies that employees can use to navigate the social dynamics in the shared space?
Yeah, I would say also some of the strategies would be really to avoid conflicting situation,
Mm,
and
mm.
to avoid conflict of interests where you have a situation, or where you have an interest in, to avoid those type of situation, and maintain confidentiality if
Oh
there's
yes.
information shared, or keep it confidential, and be mindful about that, and set your boundaries as well, to how you address people, or when people address you, to have that boundaries in place. And as well as also to have diversity and inclusion, to
Yeah.
promote that in the workplace, be respectful, include people, and embrace other cultures and diversity in the workplace. Also
Absolutely
to be
important. Yeah.
very important. And also, I think you need to be adaptable.
Mm.
I think also when things change, you must be flexible. And also, constructive feedback. Don't take things personally if someone give you feedback or you give feedback.
Mm.
Have constructive feedback of giving it, but don't make it a personal situation, but be more factual about the case or condition. And then also, I would say recognition for work done,
Yeah.
and for if a staff member or a colleague help you out, recognize their contribution to the team, or and then also be empathy, or have understanding of other people's
Mm.
maybe
Mm. Mm.
situations or conditions, I
Yeah.
would say.
Wow. All right, it's mind opening, really. It is because when you are at school, you will be taught how to execute your duties. But now you get into a space, there are other people who are also taught to execute their duties. There is no one who's going to come and tell us how do I relate this person to this person, especially in the social space where a person could be totally opposite of what you are. You come in, you're a Christian, you're born again, and all of that, and you get there. There's a lady who is full on in the regalia of being a traditional healer, or somebody who is
Mm.
wearing a different religion regalia to yours, and now it's all strange to you, and yeah, so it really helps. But my parting shot as I let you go is, are some of these things actually things that can get a person into trouble regarding their contract of employment if they find themselves offside of some of these rules of etiquette?
Yes, of course. So therefore, I think on the first one I said it's to know your environment, and what is the policies and procedures of the company.
Yeah.
Like for instance, one company, so we help companies with writing policies and procedures.
Mm,
They
mm.
have a telephone policy
Oh
in
yeah.
terms of at what times, it depends obviously of the industry, what times you can use your phone or at what times you
Mm,
can be on your internet for social activities.
mm.
So if it depends on the company's culture and policy. So if there's a policy with telephone etiquette in terms of at what time you can use your personal phone, so you need to comply with that because maybe the industry that's a disrupt through the operation of the business. So be mindful and know, the policies and procedures about that. And as well as be respectful in your, with your phone. I think if you're in an open office environment,
Yeah.
put your phone on silent.
Mm.
And if you want to speak to someone or if you have conversations, maybe use headsets
Yeah.
and when it's appropriate, obviously. And be smart about your personal calls. You
Yeah.
don't want to it affect your work to some extent. So that's why it's important to also understand your company or to know your company's policies and procedures and just to comply with that and just to be like I say, professional about and think, just reflect. If someone comes to you and see you and you're busy typing on your phone or you're answering a phone, that's also very
Mm, mm, mm.
disrespectful.
Very true. Yeah.
So just to be mindful about that.
Wonderful stuff. Listen, this is a great start. This is an amazing start. And I'm hoping that there can be more and more and more. Now, tell us about BDB. Where do we find you? And what are the what are they? Are you on on the socials? Because we've got people who've got businesses who don't know that they need these services, and we've got those that know they need the service, but they don't know where to go to find them. But now we've brought one to them. So where do they find you? How do we contact you?
Yeah, so basically we're an HR consulting firm, so we travel to our clients and we work remotely. However,
Mm,
we are on all social platforms or mostly the business platforms, which is Facebook,
yeah.
as at DBD Solutions ZA. And then we're on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn quite actively, and we can actually go on our website, sign up to our newsletter, and you'll get all the updates and information shared. I always share like tips and information, entrepreneurship training, as well as services that we can offer, as well as coaching and mentorship training programs that we actually partner with institutions.
Yeah.
So go on our website, www.dbdsolutions.co.za, and there all our information is on there, and you can just send us an email or send us a request, and someone will respond to your specific needs, whatever you require.
Benice, thank you so very much for coming on to the show. We look forward to interacting with you and BDB more and more and more and more as we help each other grow and help more of God's people get the information and the knowledge that they need to run successful businesses and also to have a happy time as employees. Thank you so very much for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me on your show this evening. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. That's BENICE RUITERS of BDB and Solutions. That's who they are. And they are an HR consultancy. So please make sure that you follow up on that one. I got some music from you from Anile, Georgia. And yeah, just to take us out of this one. And coming up shortly is Yena Kuboni. Yena is of Maisha Financial Solutions. And Yena comes and talks to us about creating wealth. Very exciting. I've picked up certain things from Yena that I'm using for my life, and I can tell you that there is a change in my relationship with money. There's no longer that abuse that used to be there. You know, you don't need to spend. In fact, it's in the book of Proverbs that the poor, they spend everything that they get. It's the rich that know how to invest. And he's teaching us exactly how to do the Bible. I got some music, like I said to you. His name is Anele Georgia. Here's a song, beautiful one.